It breaks my heart to see him like this. I didn't realize how much Spear had bonded to our new member of the pack, who I now know to be Mira. I stand on the shore as I watch him swim out across the water. I watch over and over again as the water constantly beats him up and pushes him back to the shore. It is really scary watching water move like that. I've always seen it move like that, of course. It's not my first time being on the shore, but I've never actually seen someone fighting against it to go in the complete opposite direction of land. Do you really think that's a good idea? I say to him as he continues to fight the waves. How about you come back and cool off, sort of. As I'm saying this as if to mock me, the water puts him right back where he was. Are you okay? I ask him as he touches my nose. I watch as he takes out his anger on everything around him, and it takes me a while to realize what he's doing. He's breaking the trees, and he only does this when he wants to make something, so I decide to help. It's the least I can do. Like him, I've decided that we've both lost enough people. It takes me only a few breaths to take down my own tree. See how easy that was, Spear? What if I wasn't here, huh? You'd be here the whole night. Probably even 2 nights, I boast, completely aware that I'm being much of myself. He stares at me and lets out a roar, one of determination. We work until the evening, and after a while, since I'm doing most of the work anyway, I lay down to take a nap. After all, we haven't had anything to eat. It's like he's completely forgotten about food, but that's okay. In the morning, his project is complete, and he puts it in the water. So this is where I start to get a little nervous. I wasn't really sure what he was planning or what we were going to do, but I don't know if I'm correct. It looks as though he is putting the thing he built in the water to try and go across it. I know I'm wrong. It's just what it looks like, and it's freaking weird. I tilt my head in confusion. So just so we're clear, I'm not getting on that, right? Yeah, no, we're not doing this. Have a good trip. I will see you later. And with that, I walk back to the beach. Spear looks at me with pleading eyes, but I am not giving in. This is utter madness. He disappears for a while, and when he comes back, food! He puts them on his little project. Oh, a platform for us to eat. Well, why didn't you say so? Don't know why we're doing it on the water, but I am not one to complain because I am starving, and these are my favorite snacks. I quickly jump up on the platform to enjoy my greeny minties. I am in paradise. My tummy flips, and I realize the ground is moving, and the island is getting farther away. Why is it getting farther away? You tricked me! Spear looks at me with a matter-of-fact glare, as if he's done with my antics. How could you do something like that? Are you insane? We have no idea what's across this large body of water, and you're just gonna... Where's the rest of the food, Spear? Where are we gonna get food? Where's water? We can't drink this water. It's not like I can yell at him for long, because I'm too busy trying my hardest not to fall off this thin piece of floating platform that was supposed to be something for us to eat on. How could I have been so stupid? Anyway, it doesn't take me long to get the hang of it. I really don't like that he forced me into this situation, but as I put 2 and 2 together, I completely understand why he's doing it. He's going to use this little platform so that we can try and rescue our new friend. This shouldn't take long. After the initial waves, everything is calm again. Okay, so it should be right around the corner, right? As soon as we settle in and our platform is floating, I feel the pit in my stomach get larger, as I realize that as far as I can see, there is no land anywhere. Oh my dear. I look around and then say to Spear, so, I hate to be the one to ask, but, you know, like, how do we know where we're going? 'Cause, I don't know about you, but all I see is just water everywhere. I must admit this is the first time I've ever been in a situation where the ground looks almost identical to the sky above me. It's a very trippy feeling. And after the platform stops, Spear gets out and pushes us. At some point he gets tired. Tired already? I thought you were big and strong and had all the stamina of 1,000 different predators. Huh. That should knock you down a few pegs. See? This is how it's done. That's why I'm better than you. I wag my tail in an elegant, easy swaying motion as we gently glide through the water. The water is cool on my tail. It feels amazing, and it makes me realize just how thirsty I am. I know from experience, when I had tasted this awful, mysterious water for the first time, that it only makes you more thirsty. It also upset my stomach back then. I know better. Besides, in a place this large, it's not like we can't find food, and the food is chock full of water. I was panicking before because, well, I'm not used to leaving the island. But then I forget that in every other body of water, I've found food. So it only stands to reason that the bigger the body of water, the more food or the bigger the food. What was I worrying about? At some point, I do get tired because I would never admit it to Spear. But trying to propel ourselves through this water, and with how vast the distance is, it really is tiring. I must have been propelling us for a quarter of a day. I lie down on the platform with Spear. The smell of the wet logs under us remind me of home. He seems sure about where we're going, and I trust him. So far, he's always gotten us out of every situation, and he always has a good sense of direction and a plan in mind. It's why we're such good friends. He's the planner, and I take action. As I am drifting off to sleep, I must tell you, it feels so relaxing. You've never felt ultimate peace and serenity and relaxation and lightness until you slept on an entire world of water. The steady floating sensation made me feel as though I were flying or floating on air. This is the best I've slept in a very long time. I dream my body ascending and seeing two figures in the sky and recognizing them to be my offspring. My heart swells with pride as my babies run over to meet me, and then they erupt in a cloud of feathers, and then I am floating through the cosmos. When I wake up, I legitimately believe that we're in the night sky, and as I look around us, I really do believe that that's the case, because I've never seen it so dark, with all the sparkling lights on it. Sure, I've seen it, but not to this extent. I looked below us, under our platform. The water had turned into the night sky too. Both Spear and I quickly jumped to our feet and realized why we'd been roused. There are these haunting, ghostly calls coming from all over, from underneath us and above us. Things that we've never heard before. Things that we can hear for many miles. I knew this was a bad idea. And as my tail twitches, I feel the pressure build. As the water ripples underneath of our platform, something large passes underneath it. Something much larger than me. Spear and I both scream out in terror. I can feel liquid crawling down my legs. Pieces of land just erupt and start singing. They spit out water and I have no idea why. Is it poison? Where's the rest of them? Why are there land pieces just moving? I am so confused because I've never seen anything like this. These things are so large, but they don't have any heads. Instead, they just come to the surface and erupt like volcanoes. I call them the living land. There are a lot of things I see out here that I can't exactly give an explanation to. But the good news is, they don't seem to be after us. Whatever happened, we settled back down on our platform and seeing all the wonder and terrifying visuals all over, experiencing being a part of this vast open canvas. I feel like the only safe and sure place is right here on our platform. As long as we stay on here, we're okay. At any point now, I feel as though if we were to touch the water that is now transformed into the sky, that we'll be lost forever. My eyes flutter awake, and I can smell something. I can feel the warmth on my face as the bright star begins to rise in the sky. I hear movement from Spear. Of course he's up before me. He usually is. As he's basking in the sun, I get his attention. So, while you're over there sunbathing, you think you might want to get us some food? Since you know I did the majority of the pushing? I wait intently for Spear to return. Seriously, what is taking so long? When he does surface, he claims he can't find any food. And I am just annoyed because I already knew that's what he was going to say. Where's the food, Spear? There is no food, he seems to scream back at me with his fur-head ways. Maybe you're not looking hard enough, Spear, I scream back. I don't think I should have to be the one to jump in this water and go and get the food. I have been pushing most of the way here, and I know I'm going to have to be pushing most of the way to wherever it is we're going. And I don't tell him this, but he forced me. He tricked me to come out here in this godforsaken endless water. I'm not going down there. I don't know how deep this thing goes, and it just honestly creeps me out. We argue for what seems like a long time until we're both tired, and it was a pretty bad idea because all that roaring and arguing just made me more tired. The hot ball in the sky is toasting my skin. I have never felt this way before. I realized just how privileged I was. I have never known intense thirst, and I'm experiencing it now. There's no shade, there's no coolness. I dip my tail into the water and get momentary relief from the heat, but the rest of my body is sizzling. Spear is so tired he can't swim anymore, and he nudges me to encourage me to go and dip into the water. Nope, I am not dipping into the water, because first of all, I'm not stupid. And before we took off from our island, our sweet land that we could still be on right now, enjoying food, the platform was very wobbly when I was trying to get on it, and so I might not be able to get back on it once I get in the water. And the fact that Spear is able to dive so deeply to the point where I can't see him means that this water's pretty deep. Not to mention there are freaking randomly surfacing bodies of land just lurking under the water and making weird noises, and I don't know if they're still in there. Something quickly breaks the water's surface. Spear wastes no time. We are both starving. I know the furhead is wrestling that thing. I don't know what it is, but I know that it can be eaten. I will eat anything. I'll even eat this platform if I'm hungry enough. And honestly, I feel like I'm at that point. Seeing Spear wrestle it to the surface makes my mouth water. Yes, yes, Spear, kill it, kill it. I patiently wait and watch them battle in the water. I don't really realize how big the thing is until it leaps completely out of the water, with Spear still attached to it. All I can see is food, and Spear leads it right to me. You know, these little fur heads are very, very useful. Thank goodness that he's around, because he did all the hard work. All I have to do is finish it off, which I do with pleasure. Honestly, I'm so hungry, I forgot to make sure that Spear was out of the way, and I only remembered until a second after. All I saw was its head. Whoops, sorry. Maybe not be right on top of the place that you want me to bite. I hold the creature there until its blood completely drains, or gets filled with salt water, whatever. It's very salty and stinky, just the way I like it. I pull its heavy body on top of the platform, which was surprisingly easy because of the shell on its back, being able to slide right over the solid platform. I am not lying when I say that this is the best meal I have had in my entire life. There's something about being on the brink of starvation and thirst, and then getting your mouth filled with flesh and the juices of your kill. Not to mention, the shell on the back of the creature is used for our new house. So now we have food in our bellies and we have shade, and for the first time on this journey, after many days, it feels as though our luck is finally turning. That was so good, Furhead, I say to him. Yes, indeed it was. Furhead can't actually talk, but I've been with him long enough to know what each of his mannerisms mean. I know him so well, and since I don't have a member of my own kind to talk to, I have learned to just translate everything that he would say in my head. He's much more dumb than my kind, but making him more relatable makes him more lovable and tolerable as well. As I see the lightning, my heart skips a beat. Oh, look at that! Lightning. Oh no. Better go back in the cave. Wait a minute. We don't have one. We are out here in the open on this little tiny piece of wood. Before I can finish my thought and descend into knee-shaking terror, a food comes bounding out of the water. Spear and I waste no time. We don't know when we're gonna get another meal like that, so might as well engorge ourselves. Oh, they taste so good. Why is everything so delicious and fresh here? Bigger fish start jumping out of the water, preying on the little ones. Oh, you think you can take my food, don't you? Well, don't mind if I do. Spear looks at me as if I'm showing off or something, and I can see the look in his eye that he is now competitive and wants to catch his own monster's fish. Something about the weather out here just makes food more available. Who knew? As Spear is about to catch one, something else grabs it from him. A large flying creature, one that I've never seen before, one that also probably hasn't seen us before, and unfortunately for it, sees us as food. Suddenly, the water is rough, and there is chaos everywhere. I don't realize how bad things are until I actually look around, until I actually feel the platform moving underneath my feet until I see something strange and large swimming around in the water. It must be one of those large fish. Stupid flying thing, it's making me miss my food. As I am arguing with this insolent creature, I look behind it and see something strange. A face appearing through yes, I'm right, a wall of water. I have never seen water stand up like that, like a rock wall. And I had at first thought it was a solid object, until I see this thing peeling through it, its jaws wide open. Even while I'm looking at this, it takes me a while to process what's actually going on. It takes me a while to realize that there are teeth. There's a huge circle with a dark hole inside of it, and red inside of it, and teeth surrounding the area, and yes, there are black eyes on either side. That's a face, and that face slams its jaws right over the flying creature. I think that's when my brain processes that I don't want to be here anymore. This is probably the landmass thing that we saw that was singing those songs. This is exactly what I feared. And even though my fears weren't actualized back then, but merely a fragment of my imaginings, now this thing is real and standing before me? Its sheer mass slams down on our platform and sends us sailing into the water. My heart beats so fast because I never imagined that the water was actually this deep until I am plunged into it, swimming for a while before I can take my next breath. Before I can even break the surface, the thing is right under me. I think at first it's the platform, but it's not. It's the monster. Saying I'm terrified is an understatement. I am plunged once more into the depths, and the monster's right upon me. Its gaping maw opens to engulf me whole, and I know my time has come to die. There's no swimming away from this thing. Even so, I fight with everything in me to kick against the resistance of this unbearably cold and dark water. I refuse to die here. As a titanic monstrous calamity swims past me, faster than any large creature should, the water in its wake twirls me around as though I weigh nothing. I am a hunter, and yet, in this moment I feel so helpless. Both Spear and I are fighting with all of our strength. Spear eventually kills it, or at least chases it away. Now what? I ask him, as we're both floating in this wavy water. It's then I realize the predicament that we're in. I didn't realize it before because we were too busy trying not to die, but now we're too busy trying not to drown. I scream in terror. We've had a lot of close calls in our adventure, but this is the worst situation. At least, there was a chance that we could win in those situations. I could fight my way out. But here, in this deep water, we're completely helpless. And then I find out that he hasn't actually killed the thing, it's still coming towards us. And honestly, if it had not been for the fur head, we'd be dead already. The creature slaps him with his tail, and even over the lightning and the sound of the crashing waves, I can hear the sound his body made as it impacted with the creature's fluke. No longer afraid of the depths or thinking about it, I dive to save him. Nope, you're not leaving me here by myself. You got me into this, you're gonna get me out, I say, as I push my head under his body and carry him to the surface. Before we can both recover, the water crashes into us, as if it's trying to eat us too. I actually believe in this moment the water is alive, and it's hungry. I cough, and as I move, my whole body is racked with pain. I open my eyes. Why are my eyes closed? I had been waiting for the wave to crash back down on my head. But when I open my eyes, I'm no longer in the water. I'm by the water, by the shore. Wait a minute. Shore? I'm on land. I'm on land. How? I literally just closed my eyes in preparation for the wave to hit us again, and now I'm on land? I must have gotten knocked out. How did I survive without drowning? I am overjoyed. But my joy is very short-lived when I realize Spear isn't with me. Spear? I call out, looking for his body. I wait to hear a response. Probably still sleeping like me. But wait, he was on my back. On my face, I mean. Did I drop him? How did I get here? I'm so confused. And right now I'm angry because he got me here. And I know we were supposed to be saving Mira, but we're supposed to do it together. And I'm alone, and this is definitely not home. It's not the land that we left, it's someplace completely different. I call out Spear. I look everywhere for him. I call out across the water. Maybe he'll hear me. Or maybe he won't. I don't want to admit that he's gone. He couldn't have drowned. No way. Was there another monster that... No. I refuse. I refuse to believe that he's gone. But after sitting here for almost half a day, waiting for him, I realized that maybe he is. Maybe this is where our journey ended. We should have never left our land. We were happy, and I get it, Mira was our friend, but this wasn't worth it. And in the end, I'm lost. Spear's gone. And our new friend's probably dead too. I sit down on the shore, and I rest my head on the sand. It's way less hot than it was when we were across the water. The temperature's different and the smells are different here. I feel dejected and alone and abandoned. I want to be angry with Spear, but I miss him so much. And I'm scared.